Good morning, grade 5 students, and welcome to our English video lesson. Today we will study Module 4, Project Part 2. Our lesson today is based on the previous lesson, but we will focus on writing. Today we have one learning objective. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to write a report about an unfortunate event that happened in the past. For our lesson today, we will be looking at student book page 49 and workbook page 40. Make sure you open the right pages. This is the lesson you studied before in student book page 49. Remember what the lesson was about? Yes, that's true. It was about an incident report. In the lesson, we talked about an incident that took place in the past. We talked about where it happened, who was there, and what was happening at the same time. Today, we are going to continue studying this lesson, but as I said earlier, we are going to focus on writing. Before we start with the writing steps and the writing process, I want to remind you about a very important writing tip that you studied in the previous lesson. So please open your student book page 49 and let's recall the writing tip together. In the previous lesson, in the writing tip, we talked about one of the punctuation marks. We talked about comma. Do you remember when do we use commas? Well, we use commas to separate items in a list, and we use and before the final item. For example, take a look at this given sentence. I was doing my homework, my brother was watching TV, and my sister was reading a book. As you can see, there are 3 items. We put comma to separate the items, and we put and before the last one. To practice using commas, I will give you a sentence. I want you to read it carefully and decide where should you put a comma and where should you put and. Remember, you can use the commas many times in one sentence, but you can use and only once. Now, pause the video until you finish and come back when you are ready to check your answers. Okay, let's check. We have 4 items in this sentence. Sarah was shopping, her sister was watching TV, her brother was doing his homework, her mom was cooking. So, we should put a comma after each item, like this, and we should put the word and before the last item. In order to make writing easier, we are going to follow these writing steps. We use these steps to plan, organize, and complete writing. These steps are pre-write, first draft, revise, edit, final draft. We will go through all these steps one by one, and we will discuss what to do in each step, and we will do it together. Are you ready to start? Let's go! The first step is pre-writing, the planning stage. In this stage, you are going to think about your topic and brainstorm ideas. Brainstorm means to think of ideas related to your topic and then organize them. Let's start brainstorming ideas. We will brainstorm the most important parts of our report. To think of ideas, we need help. You will find that help in your workbook, page 40, exercise 2. We will write down our ideas here in this exercise. Remember, my dear students, this is just brainstorming. So these are just ideas. You don't have to write in full sentences just yet. You can use words, phrases, or very short sentences. Ready to start? Here we go. Start by writing your name. Then you need to answer each question with one idea. Here are some ideas that may help you. Choose one for each question. For example, what happened? What are you writing a report about? Is it an earthquake, a fire, an accident, or maybe a theft? What time did the incident happen? Was it in the morning, the afternoon, or maybe at night? Where were you? At home, in the park, or maybe at school? What were you doing? And what was your family doing? Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister? Sleeping? Studying? Reading maybe? Watching TV? Okay. And what happened in the end? Now this question depends on your story, so each one of you will have a different ending, of course. Now you can pause the video until you finish brainstorming and writing down your ideas. Make sure you answer all the questions, okay? Here are my own ideas. I will share them with you so you can see how it should look like when you finish brainstorming. Notice I chose one idea only for each question, and I did not write long sentences. I only used phrases and short sentences. Now that we finished organizing our ideas, let's move to step number 2, the first draft. In this stage, we are going to write our first draft. We are going to write sentences and join them into one paragraph. Are you ready to start writing? Here we go. This is our first draft. Let's read it together.
Yesterday, an accident happened at 10 o'clock in the morning in front of our house. I was playing in the garden with my sister. My mom was cooking. My dad was reading the newspaper. My brother was studying. Finally, the police came. They moved the broken cars.
Now we will move to the third step, revise. Revising means reading your first draft and making changes to make it better. You can add more information like words or sentences. You can change some words to make your paragraph more interesting, or you can even remove things that you don't need anymore. This is our first draft. Let's read it and try to make it better. I think I will add more words to give it more details and make it more interesting. Let's take a look together.
Yesterday, a car accident happened at 10 o'clock in the morning in front of our house. I was playing football in the garden with my sister. My mom was cooking lunch. My dad was reading the newspaper. My brother was studying. Finally, the police came. They moved the broken cars. Everyone was safe.
Now we will move to step number 4. Edit. Edit means to correct any spelling, punctuation, or grammar mistakes. To edit and check your work, you can use the help of the COPS. Do you know what COPS stands for? Take a look. C is for capitalization. When do we use capital letters? We use it with names, countries, start of the sentence, days and months, okay? O is for organization. You have to check the number of sentences, you have to check if you are using the correct verb tenses, and you have to make sure there are enough spaces between the words and the sentences. P is for punctuation, using full stops, commas, question marks, and other things. The last one is S for spelling. You can use a dictionary or you can ask your teacher if you like. So, let's check this paragraph using the COPS one by one. I will start with C, capital letters. I have no problem with it because I started all the sentences with capital letters. Okay, let's see the O, organization. The number of sentences are okay, and I have no problem with the tenses because it's all written in the past. Okay, now let's go to the P, punctuation. Well, I can join these sentences with commas or with and. Okay, let's move to the last one. S, spelling. I have one spelling mistake at the end. The word safe should be with an F, not with V, because it's a noun, not a verb. We have reached the last step. Write your final draft and make it an excellent copy. Now, I want you to open your workbook page 40, exercise 3, and write your final copy there. Well done, my dear students. You really did a great job today. We have reached the end of our lesson and we were able to write a report about an unfortunate event that happened in the past. Thank you, Grade 5, for watching this video and see you soon. Goodbye.